right, welcome everybody to this week's podcast. It's been a couple weeks since we've actually seen each other or recorded anything. Our apologies, but it is the holidays, and
blame Christmas.
Yeah, we're actually.
I instantly heard blame Chris. God damn it.
Yeah. I heard that too, and I liked where you were going with that.
You bastards.
So yeah, we're actually one short today. Hopefully he'll show up. That big motherfucker Lalo. But we have a very special edition today. We're actually gonna do a power hour today. This is a public service for people, so people won't do this.
The more we drink, the less you guys have to drink.
Exactly.
I was gonna say drink 10 beers for Salo since he's not here.
Oh,
so
that's
audience
a good
members,
idea.
drink 10 beers.
I like where that's going. I like the cut of your jib, sir.
So this is brought to you by Coors Light.
Fucking any light beers will help right now.
And we are not getting paid for these. God damn it.
So we're going to start this timer.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know what Power Hour is,
we should probably explain that.
Yeah. So
good job.
For every minute, we got to take a shot of beer for 60 minutes. So basically it's going to be a total of 60 shots.
Which equivalates to 10 beers per person per hour.
Oof.
So yeah.
It looks
and let me tell you, I have done this before, and I've seen people, because of the intake, it doesn't sound like much, but I've seen people projectile puke at 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So ain't no shame.
I saw the carbonation.
You guys got your bags?
we're prepped. We all got garbage bags.
Yeah. We're prepared and
Every
stuff.
time I play this game, I have never blacked out, so I am a survivor.
Yeah. It's very important to you guys, Chris and Lalo, to know that you have to be able to burp. It's very key. I think that's where those people that I told you have vomited went wrong.
Got it.
You have to be able to release all the carbonation that you're intaking right now. So, yeah.
Bro, I think it's been like maybe 10 years since I did one of these.
Yeah. I was say, yeah.
Oof. Even better.
And also, as we're performing this game, we're gonna try to have a dialogue. So we're multitasking. We're recording, we're drinking, and we're talking about certain topics. So bear with us. We're gonna sound completely different in about an hour.
Yeah.
Okay, ready?
All right.
3, 2, 1, cheers.
Cheers, fuckers.
Okay, so the very first one obviously is not a big deal.
Yep.
And at this point, people are already thinking this ain't that hard at all. It's when you start getting to about 30 minutes in that you start going, whoa, okay, this is coming fast. So right now, it's all good. This seems like nothing.
Right now, we have time to take our time. And next thing you know, after a few words, like, oh, shit, we got to refill.
It's already 30 seconds. Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Next one's coming already.
So what's going on with you, Chris? You got 28 seconds to tell me something.
I'm drinking fucking beer. I got 30 seconds
Oh, by the way,
tell you.
You broke one of the fucking major rules, too. You ate right before, too.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck, I was starving.
Yeah.
That's 2 pizzas.
I knew it the whole time, and
coffee.
I didn't want to say anything.
Makes for good radio.
By the way, we are coming to you from, 55.
God damn it, it's already happening.
58, 59. Minute, go.
In my head, I thought it would be good to absorb the alcohol or something. No? It's not gonna help.
No, right now you want to make sure you have a lot of empty space too for this. Mostly just for the air.
Oh, fuck.
I could have told you. But I wouldn't.
I'm like Kobayashi. It's fine.
Anyways, I hope we sound better in this podcast because we are trying out new equipment. I know it's not something that we should be talking about every single time and stuff, but this podcast is getting up and running, and we are basically our equipment is, improving every step. So every episode, I should say. So I hope that we sound a little bit clearer. It's just the three of us. We're not sharing fucking mics anymore. So it should sound better. I hope so.
Yeah.
50.
I think we're getting dialed in with some shit.
55,
God damn it.
56,
It's already mid.
88.
Let's go.
Go.
Whose fucking idea was this?
Yours, genius. Actually, it was mine. All right.
One of the other things I wanna I brought up that we should talk about, like the top 5 things that have been important to us in this year. Sort of like a recap of this year for us as individuals. I guess for me the top number one. I guess we'll go for for least.
Just looking at Chris's face, I just saw dishes crashing, fucking cars, fucking just pounding into walls. Your face just.
Just oh fuck 5. At least it's in the year. I can remember this last year.
Well, how about you start it off since you're already having flashbacks.
Starting this podcast.
57, 58, 59, go. Yeah, man.
We'll go from like the least to the most important thing that has happened to you.
Well, I can think of one right now. That's why the car crashing was in my. I can't even think of 5, but immediate thing I can think of that I'm grateful for, the transformative or whatever. We're doing this podcast. This is fucking sick. Year 2018. Like, I know everybody always has a lot of. At the end of the year, they're like, new me, new bullshit, whatever. Like, I could care less. I'm just happy to just exist in this universe. It's just this random chance that we're actually like existing, doing anything. So why like try to just be happy to be a part of all of this? So that being said, God, 15 seconds. The fact that we got together and are doing this thing together is really cool to me. I legit have dreams, and I was thinking that on the way up here about all of us doing this creative shit.
58, 59, go. Please continue.
So I had a dream. Salo's not here, but like he was this is a dream I had recently. Because now that we're doing this thing, it's like this creative outlet for us. I can only see more things stemming out of it that just for all of us to grow and stuff. Nothing to do with it being a new year or whatever. Just growth. We could grow any day of the year. Like, it doesn't have to be this fucking date you put at day one started, whatever. You can do it any day. Anytime you can change your consciousness and go for it. If you fucking want to do a thing, go do it now. Like, that's all I can tell people. I had a dream that Salo was like a stand-up comedian. And like legit, you were like hosting, like the open
mic. Pointing at me.
Like I'm pointing at Juan, like kind of like hyping up the crowd. And then you had a presentation with like some animation where all of us were doing voices. Nice. It was just fucking cool, man. It was
59,
like 59,
go.
God damn it. And it's just because, all stemming from we're doing this thing together. So that's one of my number ones right now.
Yeah. Good point. I really do enjoy this too. I felt like we should be doing this for a while now because we've had many good nights together. Drinking, partying, doing whatever. And I feel like we have good stories, which will eventually come out, audience, I promise. But we're still getting comfortable in front of the mic and everything and stuff. So we, I see this as something that we can, like you said, kind of stem off. I would love to see a good story come out, especially when we're missing Salo, which is he's a great storyteller. And Lalo, I would like to see some sort of animation come out of it because I think it's very, very possible.
58, 59.
Yeah, and are we talking like our personal year? Just
it could be like things that happened to you, or maybe something that happened to society that affected you, or made you like, oh shit, like. Something might happen and it made you more interested in a specific topic.
Yeah.
Like you learned something you didn't know before.
Yeah, like getting a Samsung tablet.
You motherfuckers. Fucking asshole. They're making fun of me because I got this tablet and for one purpose and one purpose only, and the app that I wanted doesn't fucking work. So now it's just a glorified timer for Power Hour.
Thanks, Judy.
So, yeah, I mean, go back to what you're saying.
No, well, like for me, one of the things that has happened is that I learned more about the inner workings of politics. Like the whole, like the right, the blue and red, Democrats and Republicans. Like obviously I knew about them, but I didn't know how tribal things were how tribal things could
Did we just
get.
go?
Oh shit! I think we skipped it.
Yeah,
Shit.
we're 15 seconds. Look, see how fast it goes now.
So I'm one of the things that affected me this year was like the whole the government, Trump, and everything, how everything it's been going. That it got me to understand more politics, and I used to think, oh, I understand politics, but no, it makes me realize that I don't know a lot of stuff, like all the interlayings of how the parties work.
Really, I feel like you've always been the most like of
No, but
the group, the most politically.
And
You're
Like,
being modest, I
aware.
think.
Yeah.
But that goes to show me that I, like the motto says,
It's like one of the things you think you know. 59, go.
there's the things that you think you know something,
You
but
think
then
you think you
realize
know, but
that you
then
don't know shit.
yeah, it's I could say that one of the things that I enjoyed about 2018 is I got to travel because I love to travel, and like I said, I like to go out and explore and see how people live where we don't live. You know what I mean? And you can learn a lot from there, and you can also kind of take what you got, whether it's good or bad and stuff. And like I always tell people, it's like, no matter how bad you think you might be having a bad day or something, but there's somebody living worse than you.
Yeah.
Anywhere, anytime. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like to go out there and, like you said, you think you know until you go out and you see the world for what it is. And even, I mean, I scratched the surface, but I enjoyed it. Is all I'm saying.
Well, I think it's a natural 57, 58, 59.
Go.
Natural branch off of what Lalo was saying. Is like we have an idea in this country of what life is supposed to be. No fucking clue. It's an imagination. What we're doing here is fucking weird. It's a weird social construct that is an experiment in democracy, which that's a good thing. It's like in nature, I'm aligned with that idea that people are tribal in nature. And when you go to other places like old countries or coming from another country and seeing what that experience is compared to here, Americans, and I don't want to sound anti-American, we just have, maybe we are a little arrogant about what we suppose life
spoiled.
is supposed to be. Very spoiled, this culture.
I hardly ever hear people saying first world problems anymore. Remember when a lot of people used to say that?
Mhm.
Like that was a big trendy thing to say, and it really is. Like there's a lot of stuff here that we take for granted, for sure.
56.
58, 59, 10.
And also, it made me realize how fragile or how easily a government can go upside down. You hear about like Central American governments or Central American, South American governments, how fragile their government is. That from like one generation they went to 3 different types of governments, and I always wondered like how could that be? But now because of the president that we have, it makes sense. Like wow, it's so democracy. It's so fragile. It only takes one integer to just make the whole equation just fall apart.
Do you feel like this is the beginning of the end, the fall of Rome kind of thing?
It almost seems like it. That's the way I see it. Like that's the reason why Rome collapsed, and it didn't collapse because there was no people. It's just because a couple of bad emperors, one after the other, that had different
11
ideas.
or
Yeah,
go.
11.
And
We're getting in the way of so many good points. I love it. It just keeps going, keep going, keep going.
and it's one of those things like empires collapse. I mean, everything that has a beginning has an end, and it's one of those things like I don't think this is the end, but if we don't get our act together, this is how it's gonna go down. It's like if we don't make sure that we get our balance back, we're just gonna fall. It's kind of like there's gonna be no way, no time to return back to normalcy.
Yeah, it gets to a point where when a person, it's human nature, you're gonna have people that have it really good that start complaining about little stupid shit, where in other places you're gonna have stuff that's catastrophic. You know what I mean?
57, 58,
59.
59.
Go.
Sorry, everyone, that's catastrophic.
No, but you got war-torn countries. you know, and you got people that really deal with that shit every fucking day. And then here we have, you know, very sensitive outrage over what fucking people say online. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, I know that people will hear this, we're going to go, whoa, those stem from bigger issues and this and that. But, you know, I just feel that there's a lot of times where those issues can be helped, but we're too busy being outraged by stuff that doesn't matter.
I think
It doesn't matter.
technology, though, that's the thing that people are, you were saying earlier, people say first world problems less. The interconnectivity, the technology that we have has made us more aware, like, oh shit, you get to really see what other people are actually living like and seeing. Like,
The problem is that a lot of stupid fucking people have the problem.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the outreach now, like, you know,
You got
59, go.
The problem is that you have so many people who are not well educated, who have the same
Yes.
access to the same information, that and they don't have the skills to process the information, so they end up going crazy. Like you got like Blue Lives Matter, right? That's an example.
yeah,
A well-educated person might see that and say, you know what, you have to think about, you know, there are also people who are working like everybody else. Somebody that doesn't have the education might say, you know what, fuck the cops.
Yeah. And all obviously the stuff that's more tragic or the stuff that's more has more conflict is what's going to get reported. You're not going to get positive. Unfortunately, in the news we don't get a lot of positive. We get all the stuff that can be blown
Well,
out.
55, 56, 57.
Everything in the news is for impulse.
Yeah. And they know what to feed too.
No, that's very true. But I also think just by proxy, that having technology be in the hands of the masses, you see more of what's happening because it's like now everybody suddenly has camera phones. That's why the awareness to how much this shit kind of happens to a certain population, it just kind of, the way I look, so it's not that the instances of shootings are going up. It's just people are documenting it more because they're in the hands of the public. So that's a side effect of.
But they'll take one incident and make it and they'll blow it up. You know what I mean?
Sure, but I think that's that reactionary culture that we're in because again, and not enough people have awareness to what all the experiences are. They're just stuck in their own 57, 58, 59. So I'm not taking away from both. I understand both sides, but to play devil's advocate, or not even that, it's just like if there is a bias towards shooting a certain population or not, like fuck, it does suck out there. Like legit, this is actually happening to people because it's documented on cameras. I'm not saying one side is right or wrong. All I'm saying is you have evidence for it. Like, what do you do with that? Like, it's literally on cameras. Like, you can see it.
You do have evidence and stuff, but there are also cases where the camera turns on at a certain point. Where
It didn't record the
where it
beginning.
didn't
of it.
record
Sure,
why
no,
this
that's true.
incident is happening.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's also irresponsible too, because you sit there and just like you said, there's a lot of uneducated people out there that'll take that information and go see, but it's like you didn't see what
Yeah.
happened before either. You don't get the full story.
50,
Go.
60.
And that's irresponsible
Sure. It's, again,
on the part of the media, you know, because there are people that will start having this attitude because of what they saw on the news, but they didn't get the full story. A lot of people just want to be pissed off. Honestly,
Sure.
they just want to see the stuff that they already think and then go, see, this is why I'm pissed off.
yeah.
And I've been guilty of this too.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, it's like
Sure.
the thing that we were talking about earlier. Like, people are looking for the one lightning rod where they can just spew all their hate and all their anger towards society, towards their own disappointments in life, whatever negativity in their life. They're just looking for the lightning rod and just aim it at it, or maybe multiple, just everybody around them. But it's just we're talking about this. It's just a waste of energy, but it's energy that
58, 59.
it's energy that needs to be wasted on something. Well, let's,
Yeah. Yeah, like people have this notion already, and then it just gets perpetuated by like news outlets and stuff that'll fucking tell you what, and it's unfortunate because they know what they're doing.
Well, I think that's
They
the exploitative
Well,
nature
And
of
you know
news.
what? You know what? A lot of people won't even have the conversation that we're having right now.
Yeah.
You know, like it's either you're on this side or you're on that side. You know, is it Blue Lives Matter or is it Black Lives Matter? It's like
you support this or you don't.
yeah, and it was like
you're with me or you're not with me.
yeah, it's like there is, and I see it, not always, but I do want to see the balance side of it of why was this happening? What's the full story? Why is it there's always bad, like this person or this group is always the bad person and this group isn't? You know?
We hit a minute.
Shit.
See,
You see how fast it comes now?
it's happening.
Yeah. By the way, people, anybody that's
Keep track.
keeping track, it's 18 minutes now.
God damn.
I hope you're drinking, you fucks.
You know what? Actually, that would be kind of cool if you're kind of listening
Drink with us.
and you're going with us. I mean, that'd be awesome.
This is one of the things I want us to do. Once we start gaining have more momentum, have like Facebook live events
That'd be cool.
where we could have the audience or whoever's doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be cool. 43?
No, we still got time.
Chris, tell me something in 10 seconds.
No, I'm just saying, like, live events, sure, like Super Smash Brothers, where we play fucking video
dude,
games.
I
But
just got the game
drunk on
yesterday.
it.
My brother-in-law oh, that's another thing I need to talk about.
56, 57, 58, 59.
9.
So one of the other things that happened to me this year, which is if somebody would have told me a year ago, Lalo, you're gonna be married.
Yeah, alert. This is kind of important, and you're going to pay for
hang on.
why you haven't brought this up until shot 19. Go ahead. Dig your own grave, bro. I'm fucking chilling.
Ah, crap.
Shit.
Yeah.
So if somebody would have told me a year ago, Lalo, you're gonna be married in a year from now, I'd be like, you're fucking out of your mind. Which I actually last podcast I was still a single man. This podcast
Oh,
I'm a
shit,
married
that's
man.
right.
That's right, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
and it's,
Well, it took you 20 minutes to get into this.
anyways.
She'll kill you later. Next week we'll be missing another member. You know.
another one bites the dust.
Oh,
yeah,
damn.
yeah.
Well, then I guess this shot in honor of the fucking marriage, dude. 56,
Yeah.
57, 58, 59.
59.
Salud.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
And I'm happy. It's something that I think is the right thing to do. I got things that I did things I needed to do. I got things out of my system, and it's time to settle down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Last time you
Why don't
guys
you get
talked,
yourself a nice girl? Settle down. You
Not
get the
gonna-
reference, Chris?
huh?
Do you get the reference?
No.
Good fellas. Good
Ah, God damn
fellas.
So you guys were talking about finding somewhere to live.
Yeah, so
Hollister.
that's the next step right now. I mean, for you guys who are listening to us, we're in San Jose. San Jose is not the cheapest place you might want to move into. So right now we're just saving money to get something. And we don't want to leave San Jose. We want to stay here because
58, 59. Go. By the way. You hear that?
The hell was that?
That's Ruby snoring.
That small one? Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
yeah. By the way,
For those of you listening,
for
there's
those
two
of-
puppies.
There's 2 dogs in here, and they're both sleeping. And that's our little girl, Ruby. You hear that? Wait till she starts dreaming. She'll bark.
And you guys got a dog too, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
dude. Fucking 22 minutes to fucking tell us about
Also,
big ass life changes,
so
dude.
that's
Hey, do you have children now
Hey,
too, or
BT
what?
Dubs.
You go-
By the way, people.
By the way,
So
yeah.
I have a husky. He's 14 weeks
It's
old.
a cute little dog.
One blue eye one eye is blue and the other eye is brown.
Should name him Manson.
Actually, he has the look. No, he's dude.
Or
I'm
Maryland.
in love with that.
58, 59.
How's that going, dude?
I'm in love with the dog. When I go to Joanna's house, He knows I'm there. He gets all like jumpy. He starts running in circles. So he recognizes me. He acknowledges me. The thing is, when I take him to my mom's house, he's well behaved. He knows not to fuck up. But when he goes back to Joanna's house, he still shits everywhere, pieces everywhere. But the thing is, because they don't really
enforce.
They don't enforce it. Like the last time.
Let me tell you something. And this isn't for all women, but we're not politically correct here. But females are less likely, and this is a fact, less likely to enforce. They're more the nurturing type, and so people will.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Juan Alvarado.
Yeah,
Email fee.
By the way,
D859.
So, I've heard girls say, "Well, I think they hear male voices, and they
No, that's not
they respect, and it's not the case. It's just males are more stern. That, and this is what and this is not for everybody. I understand.
Well, huskies are really all about alpha male. They do,
all dogs are, dude.
Well,
biological propensity for it.
They're more evident about it. But the thing is, so my dog, which by the way his name is Mercury, the last time he took a shit in my mom's house, I got so mad. I grabbed it and I smeared that shit in his face.
That's what I do with Chris.
God damn it. 23 minutes in.
So I smeared that shit in his face and I yelled at him like I was
consequence.
It works because I haven't shit in Juan's house for at least a few years.
Yeah. 24.
So he did that, and then the last time he took a piss in my mom's house, I wiped him. I cleaned the floor with him. I fucking he was like a rag. And then again, I told him, "This is what happened."
Not the most conventional
and that's Lalo,
thing to
everyone.
do,
At Lalo at
you know
email.
what? I've heard of people doing stuff that whatever works for you works for you. What I would recommend is take him out every hour.
No, well, ever since, and that was already
and that's what should happen at Joanna's house for sure.
That was like 3 weeks ago. Ever since then, he lets me know he has to go pee.
How does he tell you?
He starts crying. He lets me know. The moment he starts like whining, oh, let's go outside. And sure enough, he already knows where to go. I let him go. As soon as I step out of my house, runs to his spot.
56.
Runs back.
57, 58, 59.
But
that's awesome. And the fact that every owner has quirks that he knows his dogs will do, his or her. And it's good that you already, because you've only owned him for like a couple weeks, right?
No, it's already been like almost a little bit over a month.
That's a couple weeks, sir.
Wow.
That's it.
I'm not going double digits here. It's just like,
Let me do the math on that.
The fact that you already know, that's quick. The little quirks that they have and stuff. There's actually, do you know there's a bell that you can put next to your door and you can train them to hit it to like train them to go outside. Yeah.
Well, that's what my dog did. I used to leave the leash hanging off of the door. She would tap it with her nose to let me know. Fucking dogs are amazing. The thing that dogs teach me, or taught me, and 51, 52, 50, yeah. A lot of those 56, 57. All right, here we go. So I got a minute. Back to that formative things about the year. My dog died earlier this year, so that was like the low point of my year.
Rest in peace, Sarah.
Early, yeah, it was a good pup. But 10 years of that dog, it teaches you a lot about communication in the nonverbal way.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to use words. I had most of my conversations with her just being a life form with another life form in the same space.
Can you agree with me that you could tell what they're saying with their eyes, the way they looked at you,
mannerisms, just how they move, their eyes, whatever it was, where the first wolf started to fucking like work with people to like find benefit with each other working together. Amazing.
Have you seen that movie Alpha?
It was great. I fucking cried like a bitch.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was all right.
Fuck you. Amazing.
Of course you would.
My dog just died. Fuck you.
57, 58,
I'm
59.
triggered. No, but goddamn.
No, yeah.
They teach you a lot. They really do.
They really do. And the body language, you're gonna learn a lot, dude. You think you've learned? You learn a lot. I still learn a lot from these two. I have Ruby, who's my girlfriend's dog. She's a Shih Tzu. She's about 3 years old, and I have an adopted for the people that don't know. I have an adopted
Nice. Father of the year right here. It took 30 seconds to figure out what
yeah, he's like 6 different breeds. He's a super mutt, but he looks like a mini pit bull, and that's why I call him, you know? But he's a lot of work. He came from, I don't know exactly what his previous owners were like, but they obviously didn't instill as many rules as I do. I'll just put it at that. And so he came, and he was, hold on, 56, 57, 58, 9. Yep. He didn't, he came with rules. He kind of came with that he was one uptight. And he was like, I own the world. Everybody lets me do what I do because I'm very cute. And this, but the thing is that what's dangerous about that is that he's very powerful. You know, and he's very powerful for the size that he is. And
he's all muscles right now, dude.
He's all muscle. He's 30 pounds, but he's fucking strong. And people will tell you that play tug of war with him. He's fucking stronger than he fucking looks. But very insecure. I take him to training now, and he's very
Cali Canine. Shout out, Jesus Christ!
Shout out,
great
shout
school.
out, Cali Canine. But he's very
We're
insecure.
looking for a sponsor.
And,
with the Cali Canine pants.
It's a lot of work and stuff, and it's a lot of consistency. But even then, we have every once in a while old demons that come up. But we're very patient with him, and we work with him. Like 59, go. If we have an issue,
God damn it.
I always look it up, and I find a practical way to work with it. And if to all the people that have dogs out there, there's infinite knowledge on YouTube. Please.
Oh,
There's a term for everything. Figure out what your dog needs or needs to do, and do it, because it works out. Believe me, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot.
And this is one of the reasons why, and I tell my wife, if for
Wow, your wife.
I know, dude, saying that's kind of weird. Dude. It's just not.
Yeah.
By the way, the reason is because me and my wife were not living together. She's living with her mom, and I'm living with my mom, just because of the economics of San Jose. Look it up, you'll understand why. But this is one of the things, since we're talking about the dogs, he's well behaved at my mom's house. He knows
58,
that he cannot
59.
Go.
We're at 30.
And he kind of like does whatever he wants at her house. So the day we move in, I don't want him to have to be retrained, because he's gonna get mixed messages. Like with this guy, I have to be really strict, but with her, she let me do whatever I want.
That's a really good point, dude. Because you're
And
gonna change his settings, and it affects them, and you gotta be consistent. The good thing is that he's gonna have you as a consistency. They need leaders.
Yeah.
That's
Just
true for all.
pack mentality. There's always
Yeah.
an alpha.
And that's good that you're gonna be there, but you gotta have your wife do the same thing and be as consistent as you.
Yeah.
He needs to know that she is in charge too. You guys are in charge.
Are you looking at places in Hollister?
That is a potential place, because our friend Sergio lives over there. Last week we were here for a Christmas party.
57,
Yep.
58.
Damn, already?
Yeah.
Don't get beer on my laptop.
My laptop.
No, so Sergio was here last week,
Make sure it's
and he again told me about getting a house in Hollister, which is very, very tempting. The price is right. The space is right.
Big yard.
But,
That's
yeah,
huge for a dog.
But
Access
it's
to
the
grass.
commune. But anyways, the point is that that's one of the things that I'm worrying about with my husky, is that I'm gonna have to sort of like retrain him.
Hey, shout out to Cali Canine again, Joss. The guy's amazing, dude. I went to 8 classes. I think a total of 10 is the whole thing, but you only need a few, and then you kind of get the baseline, and then you.
No, I think with dogs you just gotta be really like
You gotta be consistent.
You have to be
Just
consistent.
59.
God damn
Go.
it.
By the way, anybody following, it's 32 minutes in.
So that means that you should be had about 4 beers already, 4.5 beers.
Oof.
If you're following us, I'm gonna tell people at work before you watch this podcast, have a couple of beers.
But yeah, you're gonna have to be consistent. That's all I could say.
And one of the things that's kind of trippy. I have a cat and a dog. My cat, the few times that I have to like punish her, she completely like detaches. Like she doesn't want to see me till the next day.
She's mad at you, yeah.
Yeah. But Mercurio, the few times, even when I smeared the shit in his face, obviously I bathed him after that, he didn't want to be away from me. He just wanted to like be all over me.
57, 58, 59. No, yeah, dogs. I'm a big fan of Cesar Millan, and he's always like, dogs live in the moment, and it's something that's very admirable about them. They live in the moment. They yeah, they have traumatic experiences if it's really bad, but they can move on.
Yeah.
And that's what's great about them, dude. That's why a lot of fucking people will know that have cats and dogs the difference, because dogs will move on right away.
The way
different.
that you punish the way that you punish them for something, it's completely different.
Yeah.
A cat will be like, "Fuck you! Don't be near me. I'm mad at you," and the dog is kind of like, "I'm sorry. Let me make it up for you."
Dogs will actually, and this is true, dogs will actually, even if it's a negative response, when they want your attention, even if it's negative, they'll take it.
58,
dogs
yeah,
are so
59,
loyal.
Yeah.
60.
I'm sure a lot of dog fighters, I don't know any and don't want to know any, take advantage of that very fact.
Yeah,
You know?
that shit's fucked.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fucked up, man.
But
Yeah.
dogs, it's a beautiful thing with dogs because there's a weird symbiotic relationship we have with them. Cats, it's a weird thing where they're kind of maybe taking advantage of us, but we still are accepting of it.
It's a different kind of.
They're too independent. The whole sense of being independent has not been taken away after so many years.
They're still wild as fuck. It's like having a lion in your house.
Yeah,
But they're just small.
I mean, I don't know why that hasn't gone away from them after like centuries. Dogs is. I feel like dogs right away like
Just get us. We get each other.
Us and humans, we gotta.
It might be the social structure. Like they're designed to be a pack animal.
And
We're designed to be social
cats are
creatures.
dogs.
Cats are independent. They just do their thing. But they started to like hang around humans because in like
59.
58.
Go.
Yep.
I think-
Our tribes, our society got so big that a lot of vermin started showing up, and then
Well,
cats were opportunistic. They moved into our territory to eat the vermin that were like around our food
No,
sources.
actually, I read about this. Cats didn't come to humans. We actually went to get him to help us get
With the vermin?
get rid of the rats and stuff. So that's the only reason why they were introduced to society, because we had a use for them.
Yeah,
Dogs kind of came to us.
Yeah.
And we just like, okay, well, let's work together.
yeah. Fuck, man. I will attest to the crazy nature that humans and dogs. I like to backpack, so I go like to high Sierras and kind of get lost on trails. I got lost like fucking deep. I couldn't find the trail. No water.
Did you cry?
I was freaking out.
Did you cry?
I would have cried if
You didn't cut your arm, right?
1 minute.
Go.
But I always take my dog, and
Did you
so
cry?
I didn't cry.
Damn.
Cried after. I let her off leash, and she sniffed out the trail. I'm so
Oh.
grateful to that dog. Like, I don't think I would have died, but it just was a bad situation. Like, you're humping around a fucking 40-pound backpack, and you don't know where water is. You don't know where a trail is. The map's not helping you. It was just like, I'm an idiot. What am I doing out here? But
You're like, I have a Samsung. God damn it.
what it was is I had a Samsung tablet with me.
I left out the part that I was at Lake Cunningham.
I was lost for hours in raging waters, bro. I was like,
Where's my car?
Is this the shark
Where's
slide?
my
What the
car?
but
She's over here, you idiot.
it hit some very deep, like in my DNA nerve, like to just be out there with her, dude. It's amazing. Minute.
Damn.
They really are our fucking companions. We'll be forever fucking grateful to that dog.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, it's amazing the stuff that they can do. I mean, I see my dogs and they do. I mean, Chico has like, he's like a troubled kid that you adopted.
Yeah.
He has moments of brilliance.
Yeah.
Brilliance. And then moments of, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, fucking, you know you're not supposed to do that. You know, like, but it's just like, I just gotta, I mean, it's funny to see not only the animal instincts in them, but also the boy-girl aspect. He's such a boy.
Yeah.
Like, he goes and he wants to wrestle with Ruby all the fucking time. Like, he'll grab her, bring her by the ear in the other room, and just like, let's start wrestling. And he wrestles like you would wrestle with like a fucking, cause dude, she's 12 pounds. Hold on, go. 38.
Oh, goddamn.
Yo, Swan. Right now. Lalo's back from the bathroom. He's 30 pounds. She's 12 pounds. He could easily kill her. But he wrestles around with her like she's like you would wrestle with like a fucking pillow as a kid. Like fucking, oh my God. It's just like very dramatic.
Yeah.
But he's so like a boy in that sense of just, I want to wrestle around. I want to fucking do boy stuff. I want to like tear shit up. And she's like, she's a dog. She's,
What the fuck?
yeah. She's in her little position right now. She's very much a dog. She likes to be dirty and stuff. And she'll tolerate his shit. But when she's had enough, she's had enough. Like, you know, it's funny to see that male-female aspect, too. It's very cool to see.
57, 58.
And Lalo, you're sitting here talking about a year ago, you wouldn't have thought you'd been married. I never thought, because I grew up in a house where dogs were meant outside. I never thought I'd have one indoor dog. I've always wanted it. But to have two, to me, is like, wow. Like, I'll sit there sometimes and go, how the fuck? You know, like,
Yeah.
how did we get here? Because it's very structured. My day, I have to get up at 5:30 in the morning before I go to work. We walk them for an hour, play with them a little bit and stuff, get ready for work. Sometimes I come home at lunch, come home after work. Before, and it's funny, I used to come home from work when I was living on my own. Hold on, 55, 56, 57. I'd get home from work and just whatever, dude. Hang out, whatever, go anywhere I want and stuff. Now, I get home, I immediately change, get him strapped up, get him leashed up, I should say, go right for a walk. I don't know, I can't remember what it was like before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, so, even if we go out, we go to a game, we go to a Sharks game or whatever and stuff, we have that mentality, like, we got to be back in a few hours. Because we don't have a backyard. So they're completely dependent on us to go outside. And they're very good about it, you know? Back to what you were saying, like, your dog knows the rules at your house and you knows the rules at your wife's house. Every once in a while, Ceci's mom will take Ruby. She loves her to death. So she's like, bring Ruby over here, leave her here for a week. She knows over there it's fun time. I'll do
58,
go.
59.
Yeah, and I tell my wife, because you know sometimes her sister will complain, yeah, Mercurio pooped twice in here or whatever, and I tell her, smear that shit in his face. But the thing is, don't just
basically make a consequence.
yeah. Well, even that, because if I would have just grabbed them and smear it and not say anything, like show the emotion, that the energy, the vibe of being angry. They're just gonna.
They know something's wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. No, you have to really show them the consequences. Like, you know, if you do this shit again, it's gonna be worse.
Yeah.
I think they simplify life. For me, like, without all the verbal cues, just existing with another life form in the same room together, you have to exude that alpha dominance or confidence or whatever. 58, 59.
Go.
Because another example is like, I also have a parrot. and my parrot is 25 years old.
Oh god
He's
damn, that's
fucking
right.
25 years old,
These
dude.
fucking things live forever.
So
That's
they
crazy,
live to
dude.
like 100.
so the thing is,
How? Hey, hold on. Before, how long did it live?
Like
they could
100.
They could live up to like 50 years. Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
Don't they live to 100?
So-
I thought-
Certain.
All I gotta say is
certain
that,
birds.
all
do,
I
yeah.
gotta say is like my parrot might be able to live long enough to see possibly my first grandchild.
Wow. That's crazy.
But we're saying
That's
that-
crazy, dude. That blows my mind. When he told me not too long ago, yeah, he's like 22. I'm like, what the fuck? He's
Fucking
still
bird.
alive? That's great.
Dude,
Too.
he's
Yeah.
the,
No, but that's great, dude.
My parrot right now, he sees I brought the cat. He's like, whatever. I brought the dog, whatever. Because out of all the pets, he has outlived.
Oh, we
all
missed a
of
minute.
them. Oh shit.
Well, he just knows he's living forever. He's like, fuck it, I seen it all.
I lived through Nam.
That's fucking bird has a helmet and an M16. It's just, I seen some shit, bro.
I've seen one of you before. You won't last
No,
long.
but the thing is,
You.
Scrub out
Even less.
fucking new guy.
but the point is, like, at least I feel like I'm able to train our pets pretty good because, like, my parrot, if he knows he fucked up, as Mexicans, all I gotta do is show him the hand. Like, oh, if I do this, oh, dude, he knows. Oh, I fucked up.
Yeah.
The fucking chancla.
It's that, yeah,
The
the
chancla.
gesture, that chancla. You know, like you're gonna get an ass whooping.
Go. What would, if you don't mind my asking, Chris, what would Sarah do when she fucked up? That I'm sorry.
She knew. She would just huddle in a corner, just like, fuck, I fucked up. I knew it.
Chico, he fucking knows when he fucks up, and he lays on the side. He lays on the side. And there has been times where I walk in a room and he's like, oh.
Communication simple. They just
He
know.
looks like, you guys ever see those YouTube videos where goats get scared and
They
they just fall on the
fucking
side?
fall over.
That's what he does.
What I
and I just
believe-
go, fuck, what'd you do?
What I believe that is they're exposing their neck. They just go, I know I fucked up. Here you go. Like it's, for me, communication got very simplified when like being around a very wild dog. I had a husky Akita, fucking 90 pounds, giant fucking thing. And it was a fucking wolf, but it was like, it's a trip to have a wolf be so gentle with, I also had a 6-pound cat. It was just like 50, go for it.
Go.
Got super stoned one day and was like, holy shit, I have a wolf with a small animal. Like, dude, this thing could kill this thing if it wanted to.
In an instant.
But because there's that bond and the dog knew this is our friend, like she respected that. Cats don't give a fuck. They will fuck anything up, dude. They're just like, you love that? What's mine now?
Yeah.
I'm ripping his throat out.
Dude, I'm just glad my cat is not those cats that just starts tossing everything. Oh, I'm grateful that she's not like that because we have a lot of things. Well, Mexican people have a lot of like ornaments, portraits, and stuff. I'm just grateful that she's not that kind of cat. Like, oh, this is yours?
Just off
Oh,
the
that's his?
table.
There's a certain there's a respect there, you know? For
John
sure.
class.
For sure. 55, 56,
Wow, now we're waiting for it.
58, 59, go.
Hope you fuckers are drinking because we're at 46 minutes.
Yeah.
I hope you guys are still with us.
There is a lot of stuff that you're gonna learn, and you're gonna learn when they're comfortable. You're gonna learn when.
Oh, hold up.
Yeah.
I haven't told you the story how we got away from Fix-A-Ticket because we had our dog. So this happened like 2 weeks ago. No, 3 weeks ago. We were driving to.
And dogs come through again. Go ahead.
Dog go to heaven.
Yeah.
So we go down Checkers,
Uh-huh.
and out of nowhere we get the lights. Right, pull over, and the guy comes out. Do you know? You know, Joanna was driving. Says, you know why we pull you over? Like, no, actually we don't know. Oh well, one of your tellers is broken. And wait,
My dog chewed my tail light.
no.
57, 58.
It did not go.
And the officer's like, wait, is that a miniature husky? And it's like, no, it's a puppy.
Yes.
So, oh.
What will get me out of this ticket, officer?
No, Jesus. The guy's like, okay, I'll be back. And then he comes back. Do you mind if my some girl that was shadowing her or whatever? So, do you mind if she comes over and takes a picture of the dog? Yeah. Comes over because I was holding him. Comes over, takes a picture, and the guy's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna give you a ticket. Drive safely. You have a nice dog.
And that's Officer Watts, badge number 4578. Email at.
So we're like, God, dude.
Shout out to
Our dog
SJPD.
save us from getting a ticket. From
Yeah.
a broken a tail light.
I'm telling you,
Dude.
they save fucking people all the time.
Dude, you have
55,
any idea
56,
how...
57.
58, 59. Like I mentioned before, my dog looks like a miniature pit bull, blue nose. So there's been times where people and the stoplight, because we walk up to the park every morning and stuff, and people at the stoplight will shout out stuff. Oh,
Just
that's
seeing
nice
him.
dog.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking dude, there was this one lady one time. I was walking the dogs by myself because my girl was sick, and we were walking through, and all of a sudden, this lady pulls over in a no stopping zone, and she's like, "I have to meet your dog," and I'm like,
The fuck? It's
I'm
being
like,
a
dude,
celebrity.
this is 6 a.m, dude. I'm like, my eyes are all watery. I'm like, what the fuck are you stopping here for? And she was like, I need to meet your dog. And she fucking comes over and meets Chico and stuff, right? And I'm like, there's been so many times where that has happened.
59. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So many times where that's happened, where people, one, they'll be like, oh my God, why does he look so weird? Because he's short and long. And then other people will go, he looks like a puppy, but his face doesn't look like a puppy. So they'll come up to me and like, oh my God, what the fuck is up with your dog here and stuff, so he gets a lot of attention. And it's funny because we walk around with Ruby, and she's a very well-behaved Shih Tzu too, and which is a lot of people have zill yappy lap dogs and stuff. And it's like, did you notice that she's also well-behaved too? But right away we're like, oh, cool dog. I'll walk with both of them, and I know exactly who they're talking about. So they get a lot of attention, and they also get a lot of they get a lot of
58,
59. Go. Yeah, I could totally see why you got out of that.
We're at 50.
There's a lot of dog lovers that'll come up to you and just like, what the fuck? That's why me and my girl will always take advantage of dog-friendly events. We'll go to as many as we can. If it's dog-friendly, also, did you know that if a restaurant has outside seating, they have to be dog-friendly?
Well, that I feel
I learned that with them.
because of dogs, but no, yeah, I know. The other, so a couple of days before Christmas, we went to Target because he loves Mercurio loves to be in shopping carts, just roaming around. He's just looking around. I was like, oh, cool. So as soon as he was getting a little fussy, so I took him out to go take a piss. There was this lady and her daughter asking for money, And like, oh, can you help us with this? Like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have any cash.
58, 59.
Go.
They're like, oh, can you help me? And I was like, no, I don't have any cash. Well, it's Christmas, blah, blah, blah. Like, is that your puppy? The conversation changed from, can I have some money to can we
About the
take
dog?
a picture with your dog?
Oh.
I'm like, whoa. I was like, wow, the power of puppies.
Well, that's the thing is,
Yeah, dude. For all you single dudes out there, that dude, puppies.
Yes.
Hey, I will rent out Chico because, dude, let me tell you,
Yes.
the girls like Chico.
Dude,
ladies love Chico.
I used to see this shit in movies, like, how in the hell does that shit work? And now I'm like, oh, it makes sense, dude.
Dude, my girl's even, hold on, 57,
Oh,
58, 59, go.
Single
My
guys.
dude,
52 shots, you soldiers.
so
Fuck yeah.
much that my girlfriend's even commented, "Can you imagine if you were single? Chico gets so much attention." I'm like, "Yep." Like,
Hey.
I'm willing
Let
to
me
rent
tell you
him out.
something, guys. You
He's
don't
well
need-
behaved now, and
Let me tell you something. For you single guys, your best friend will not be the best wingman. Get yourself a puppy. He will be your best wingman.
But
dude.
bro, I have fucking severe social anxiety. The thing about the dog, it helped a lot because it was a
it's
conversation
a conversation
starter.
starter. Yeah.
And it made me okay to talk to people. I'd go to dog parks and like talk to people. I don't know what it is about me. I have an issue with like meeting new people. It's always
You
awkward.
gotta shave.
That's probably a big part of it. That might help. But having your wingman be your puppy, 54, 55. God damn it.
59. Go.
Like words elude me. I know we're a podcast and we're using words to communicate ideas. It's difficult, but having that dog, Jesus Christ, I learned a lot about communication, and it does force you outside of the comfort zone. For me, at least, people would always come up like, "Oh, it's a cool dog," and you have to talk to them, and it was just like, dude, this is a little bit much for me. I don't know what to talk about. But having that puppy, having that dog there, it just made it easier. It was a thing that allowed me to be like a social lubricant into society. I don't know. Dogs are. It simplifies a lot of life. I keep saying that over and over again. I felt like I said that earlier.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I think they represent. I think
His dad. Excuse you,
Yeah.
sir.
56, 57. God, I haven't finished my thought yet.
Go.
You're gonna be
What I
drugged
wanted to
after
say
you hear
was-
that shit.
I think dogs represent a very primal nature inside of us
Yeah.
because they are not that they're stupid, but they simplify life into the most the base things.
Absolutely.
They live in the moment.
Absolutely.
They need direction. They need guidance. We need guidance. It forces us into discipline, and we have a good relationship with another being that, maybe in modern society, it's hard to navigate. At least for me, I'm a fucking awkward person. But
You're amazing.
with dogs, it reminds you that we're still wild, but there's room for a lot of growth.
Mm-hmm.
And dogs, I'm excited for you because this is fucking awesome, dude. That husky is a beautiful dog.
I always one of the
Yeah, you're starting
57,
a journey.
58.
59. Go.
Is there something I've learned so far, and I tell this to people, and I will tell this to myself if I could go back in time. You wanna have kids? No, motherfucker. First, get yourself a puppy, a dog, and you'll understand the struggle it is to wake up. Cause sometimes, this last weekend, my dog woke me up at 2 a.m. He needed to go to the restroom, and sure enough, took a piss and took a shit. I was like, oh shit. That's probably gonna happen every night when you have a baby. It's a pre-SAT.
Yes. I absolutely agree with that notion and stuff because me and my girlfriend, we had Ruby, and when you start sharing responsibilities, of course people are gonna listen to this about no, it's not like having a kid, but the fundamentals
Yes, the fundamental.
are there. Hold on, 57.
56,
God damn, that was
58,
fast.
Yep.
59. Let me just clear my point. It's not like yeah, you're totally responsible for a kid. And even my mom said it when I tell her about the stuff that we have to go through with the dogs and stuff, right? Because she goes, it's like having a child and stuff, right? The fundamentals are there. You have to. They're completely responsible. They're completely dependent on you. And you're gonna have the fundamentals there: discipline, affection, and discipline, affection,
And attention.
exercise. All the fundamentals are there and stuff because a lot of people, unfortunately, we live now in a society that loves dogs. We love our dogs, except we don't instill some of the stuff that we should. We go. Oh,
57,
58, 9.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Go. we live in a society that goes, oh, just love them. It's like, no, you're supposed to discipline, instill, exercise, get the energy out and all that stuff. You're supposed to do that.
Do you guys watch this video that came up, like, I think yesterday, 2 days ago? I think it's a surveillance camera that shows somebody abandoning a dog, like, just out of the car. And the dog was trying to get back into the car, and you see the car drive out.
I did not see that.
Dude, I saw the video. I think it was like two days ago. Oh my god, it pissed me so because you got so many people out there who get dogs or any kind of pet just for the hell of it.
It's pretty bad over here.
Hey, Chris, the power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you.
57, 58. We're almost there, fucks.
Shit.
Yeah.
I love that we just insulted every parent in the last couple minutes. We're not saying dogs are analogous to children. It's just, it's good
The
training wheels before.
fundamentals are there, and let me be very clear of that. You have to, they're dependent on you. The thing is that eventually kids will grow, and they won't be as dependent on you, but dogs will still be dependent.
That is true.
It's like being a toddler forever. That's
Forever,
just dogs.
yeah.
But you were saying the story of the
so
trying to get back in.
video, like this guy gets pulls to the side, opens the door, lets the dog out. It looked like a white dog, but I couldn't tell what kind of dog. And the dog tried to get back inside, and the car just took off. And they're actually trying to find who it was because.
It's fucked.
Dude, that's fucked up, man. Especially a couple of years ago. Remember it happened here in the Bay Area.
59 minutes, you fucks.
Go.
It happened a couple of years ago here in the Bay Area. Like somebody just threw a dog out the window.
Oh, Jesus Christ, bitch!
On the road.
But
Officially a
that
bitch.
goes back to what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that, I go to an obedience school. Shout out Cali Canine. But they go. There are no bad dogs, just misinformed owners.
Yeah, bad owners.
Like you don't fulfill these instincts. And I'll give you an example. I play a little tug of war with my dog and stuff, right? And because he looks like a pit bull, people would see that and go, what you're doing is not right. What you're doing is not right. Matter of fact, my dad was just visiting yesterday. And I'm sitting there, I'm showing him the fact that Chico can 55, 56, 57.
Last one. We made it.
60. Right on.
Oh.
Let me just finish this thought. I was showing him that in order to show your dog an out command, if he were to bite something, you need to show him how to bite. And I give this example because I go like, you send a kid to karate class. You go, you're teaching him how to fight. No, you're teaching him discipline. Yeah. So, like, I teach Chico how to bite, but I also teach him an out command. So when he bites, if he were to bite, knock on wood that never happens. If he were to bite on something I don't want, he knows an out command. And I was showing my dad he's like, because he's like a lot of people out there, he's not a dog owner. He just thinks you're teaching him how to bite. And I go, no, what I'm teaching him is the discipline of biting something and letting it go. So I would go, I have a command for tug, oust, tug, oust, tug. Yeah. And he knows bite off, bite off, bite off, bite off. I'm going to look. I could tell him at any point to let go of this, and he will let go of this. In order to teach him how to let go, you have to teach him how to bite.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't get that concept. They think the way that my dad would think. It's a misinformed notion of if you teach him how to bite, he's just going to bite. You're teaching him how to bite, and that's not good. And it's like, no, that's not the way it is. There's a lot of dog-friendly events that we go to, and a lot of times we'll see people that have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they'll come up, can my dog be your
dangerous.
Dog? And does he have an out command? No. And no. I can see this is going to be a problem here. No.
What I think that touches on is you allow the dog its nature because that is
You
something
fulfill
that,
instincts.
if you feel that instinct.
Yeah.
But you allow it in a safe way that they understand. Here is the rules here.
Yeah.
A
There are
lot
rules.
of people,
You're absolutely right.
they want to feel like they can control it, so they stuff it down. But then the thing is, when you suppress your instincts, they just get stronger because the brain, I can only speak for humans, when you try to like stuff something down, you're reinforcing the brain to try to like overcome it because it's just trying to problem solve. With dogs, maybe that's the case. I really don't know because I'm not a, maybe I'm a dog. I don't fucking know. But it trying to impose a human will on the dog, it doesn't know what's going on. So you let the dog be a dog.
Yeah.
You let it be as wild as it's supposed to be, but have it know it needs to come back to, hey, I'm the alpha. This is what's okay.
Yeah.
I'm fucking pretty drunk, so I might not make sense right now.
No, that absolutely makes sense. You're absolutely and Lalo,
the thing with humans and dogs, just any species, positive reinforcement goes a long way.
Yeah. There's absolutely little things, subtle things that we do, and you should take a lesson in this. That, for example, I gave the example of tug of war. A tug of war is like you give the example.
It's a power game, right?
It's a power game, but it's the way they engage with you. It's a bonding experience, and also it's also a discipline because it's like you teach them how to behave, just like you were going back to. It's a child and it's a dog. You're teaching them how to behave in this world. Because dogs are in our world.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're in our world like you would fucking land on a different planet. But the thing is that a lot of people don't know how to communicate with them or show them certain things. And what happens is that they get confused. They get stressed out. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing on this fucking planet.
Yeah.
And then they lash out. And that's where
Sounds like
problems
sounds
are.
like a teenager.
And all these fucking, and you look through your local pound, all you'll see is Chihuahuas and Pit Bulls. And I've seen this because before I fucking adopted Chico, I would look through these fucking places, and all there is because Chihuahuas are yappy.
Yeah.
No one wants to correct them, and Pit Bulls are very strong.
Yeah.
And they have a bad reputation in the fucking media. But any dog can be a bad dog if you're not informed, if you're not fulfilling instincts. For example, very, very simple fundamental thing. Before you fucking feed your dog, take him for a walk. Wolves will walk and fucking catch their prey, come home and eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh.
And that's what a lot of people don't even understand.
Getting
I
in
talk
touch
to
with
people.
that instinct.
Yeah, it's an
that
instinct.
DNA. That
Dude,
old
I talk to so
school
many people.
fucking
They
shit.
just get up. Oh, I get up. I let the dogs out. I feed them. And, I go to work. And you didn't even walk them.
Not to tangent too far off of that, but do you feel like humans? Do we fulfill that with ourselves? So,
Yeah.
with dogs, that's one thing. The training, behavioral awareness, true. Do we do that to ourselves? Because a supermarket is not hunting. And
True.
do you
It's
feel
free-
like
it's
we
free
need to do
meat.
that more?
There
Is
would
it a
be
thing where
there would be more vegans and there would be more vegetarians if you had to kill it yourself. Yeah, for sure. For sure.
do you feel like
And
humans?
nowadays, yeah.
For sure.
And I hate to do this at
Spoiled
this,
mentality.
at the-
Back to what we were talking about.
at the 1 hour mark, but as
Dude,
a
we're
society,
at 1 hour and 5 minutes. If you have been coming with us
I'm out.
in this
I hope you drank 10
journey.
beers.
We're
Yeah.
at 1 hour and 9 minutes, and I hope you guys are fucked up as we are.
But as a society, do you feel like that's something we lack? The idea that, I feel satisfied when I treat myself. Fuck, this sounds so stupid. I'm probably drunk.
Well, you're stupid.
Treat myself like a dog.
Hold up.
Train
How about-
yourself
how
in
about-
that same way.
How about we stop right here, end it, and we sort
No,
of
let Chris finish that thought.
Start. Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, simple thought, and we'll restart again. Shout out to Joss, Cali K9. Hope you sponsor us. So
That'd be awesome.
it simple thing. We are still, take the human ego out of it. We are creatures living on a planet that's spinning fucking around in space. Nobody knows what the fuck's going on. Everybody's got an idea. You're welcome to your ideas. Good for you. I don't harp on any religion, whatever. Fuck you. I don't give a shit. The truth is,
By the way, fuck Scientology.
we are still beings on a planet that have primal needs that need to be satisfied, do you feel like life is so simple? We've become very, I don't want to say complacent, but that might be the best word for it. That we're treating everything else as if we're higher than it, that we control it. But what if we start to understand that truth in ourselves, that base instinct deep in our DNA, we need to honor ourselves the same way, like you're saying, discipline for a dog. Those simple things like hunting, seeking our food, feeling hunger, feeling what we feel and acknowledging it back to its most simplest form. We need community, we need love, we need shelter, we need to feel safe. Those things are met so easily in our society that this is why there's so much turmoil in society, because things are so easy.
Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. I think there's a lot of fucking things in today's society where we go, oh, we're sensitive. Oh, this shouldn't happen. It should be a perfect world. That we actually deny basic instincts.
We forgot.
Yeah.
We're in the same world as bears. We forgot we're in the same world where water is not easily found.
Yeah.
Because society is so
Agreed.
big, the tribe is huge, and there's so much to support the fucking bottom rung of the Darwin's ladder. Like, there's too many people. Things are so nerfed that idiots can continue to. And I'm sorry if you're dumb, but we breed.
I'm not. Stop listening now and go away.
We breed and continue to just flourish, and we forget the world is harsh. Nature is harsh. Dogs, for me, remind me that
Primal
we need to
instincts.
be back to those primal instincts and satisfy those primal instincts. And nothing feels more present in the now than when it's difficult to feel something like hunger, finding food, finding shelter. As a society, we have to take care of each other. Absolutely. We're very social creatures. So that's why we do that. But I think society, for however many generations it's been, that industry has made things a little easier. I think we forgot that it's not easy. And so I think that's why there's this like kinness to dogs, that it makes us remind us that discipline, food, shelter. I'm going on too long, hyperbole. But back to having a dog in my life made me simplify life so easily that words are they're difficult for me to, it's too much shit. There's too many cues that I miss. But simply put, we all want shelter, safety, love, to be fed, leadership, and guidance. And I think as a human race, we forgot how to do that, because Safeway is just around the corner. Starbucks is every corner. It's too easy. Anyway, I didn't know where I was going with that.
No,
I'm 60 shots of beer
no,
in.
I follow it, and everything you said right now reminds me of why there is religion. It reminds me, going back to the dogs. Dogs need an alpha.
Yeah.
To feel more comfortable that there's a leader that's gonna make decisions for all of us.
Yeah.
That's gonna be able to hunt for us and provide for us. It reminds me of why religion even became a thing.
Set of rules to help us understand.
We wanted guidance for something, and somebody came up with the ingenious idea. Let's follow up this imaginary God that everybody then seems to agree on at the moment.
Yeah.
And this God is our alpha.
Yeah.
This imaginary alpha.
Yeah.
It sort of reminds me of, like, if for whatever reason dogs were not able to come up with an alpha, they come up with an imaginary one.
Yeah.
Why? Because you don't have to prove that there's an imaginary alpha. You just have to make sure that
There's an alpha.
People believe that there's an alpha in the sky.
It feels good to have that security that
Yeah.
someone has shit under control.
So,
Thing is, the truth is, no
so
one
it's
has
kind of like
shit
we
under control.
humans are sort of like are sort of like dogs looking for an alpha.
Yeah.
But we couldn't find it, so
we've created our own.
We had to make up our own.
And that's a good point. So there's this philosopher that I follow called Alan Watts. Yeah. Alan Watts said, if you asked a cow what it thought God looked like, it would imagine a hyper cow. It would imagine a cow with multiple horns. It doesn't know how to think outside of itself because of its own cow ego. So what did we humans do? We created a God that just was another manifestation of a higher level of us.
Yep.
And it makes us feel comfortable that there's a big daddy in the sky that's got it figured out. But Jesus Christ, dude, the truth is, nothing makes any sense. The universe is entropy. It's just chaos figuring itself out.
It's just a bunch of people looking for somebody to guide us. That's why right before I went to the restroom, nope, it just clicked. Ultimately, we're just like dogs. We know bigger alpha out there, so we have to make up our own.
Yeah. I mean, that's all of media. That's all why media is so important. Somebody wants to act like they know what is coming, and fuck, nobody knows anything. This is one giant clusterfuck, but have a good time. So like I said at the beginning, if there's a thing you want to do, go fucking do it. There's no time. Fuck. Just have fun. Don't let the fucking new year be the reason you have to start being the new you. You are you. You are a person. You're living in this fucking random existence. The calendar is a bullshit idea because we need to mark time, because we need to have some we need to have some way to measure where we are and when we are. But right now, you are you. So be you. Fucking do what you want to do.
You,
I love you and I hate you at
you.
the same fucking time.
And yeah, thank you for joining us in this very special episode where we went from dogs to God.
Hey, dogs and God is just the same fucking word backwards.
Oh.
And I think we have an official, unofficial sponsor.
God?
Dogs?
Or dogs?
Dogs.
Coors Light?
Cruise Line is a direct sponsor.
And Bud Light.
They don't know that they're our sponsors, but they will find out pretty soon.
Holy shit.
Fucking Samson
That was
Tabas
awesome.
for holding us down
Salo,
on the
we
time.
fucking love you, bro.
Oh yeah, shout out to Saulo. We know that you gotta take care of business,
He owes us 100 shots.
but you owe us a lot of drinks.
Yeah.
And all right, well,
Till next time, people. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you in 2019.
For sure. Must make pee pee.